Hello friends, welcome to Astro-Pearl, your own YouTube video channel which are publishing regular videos on KP based astrology. You are aware that KP or Krishnamurti Paddhati is a stellar astrology and which is so far the most accurate astrology by which you can predict on various subjects more clearly and with more precision. Now today we are discussing a topic is called predicting election results. I know that you are very much excited and many of you have requested for this topic in view of the upcoming elections. So let us start straight away. What is this election about? Now we are talking election means choosing one person against other or choosing one among many. We are electing a person with a popular vote in our country. The term election in KP astrology can be interpreted as victory of one person over all his opponents or her opponents, as simple as that. And for this victory, the main house is 6th house in KP astrology. The 11th house indicate that the person has to be successful in his endeavor. So therefore the 6th house sublord, when it is signifying 6th or 11th, the person will win the election. Simple. But there are many other sub rules which we have to keep in mind, that whenever you are considering this rule, you also have to examine the house for opponent. The opponent can be seen by rotating the chart, and again you apply the same rule. The 6th house of the rotated chart, if it is signifying 6 or 11th of the rotated chart, that is the original chart, it will be 5th house and 12th house. So if that is the case, in that particular situation the opponent will win. This is a basic simple formula in KP astrology as far as election goes. Now how do I apply this in various kind of situations? The first situation is in a natal chart or the birth chart. Now from birth chart, if you try to find out the 6th house sublord is connecting to 11th also, then you cannot interpret that it is victory in a particular election. What else you need is the connectivity of the DBA as well, the Dasha, Bhukti and Antara running for that particular person who is contesting election must signify 6 or 11 or both, but it should not signify the negative houses. If it is signifying the both, then let us see how to interpret that in subsequent our discussion. But this is a difficult job, because the second problem with this kind of method is, which many people apply from the natal chart, is we do not know about the prospects of opponent from this method. The opponent also may have a very strong chart, and he also more or less his 6th house regularly signifies 6-11, which is his promise of the cusp, but it also signifies, say for him, the DBA connectivity to 6 and 11 houses. Then who will win in a particular election? Even if there are two candidates, it is extremely difficult. And the contests today are not bipolar. There are many people contesting in the election, and in that case trying to examine chart of each and every one is next to impossible. Now what is the alternative? The good thing is in KP astrology we rely more on horary astrology. We don't have to in fact correct the birth chart and then rely whether the sublord of the 6th house is accurate or not. So what we straightforward, we can go with a horary astrology, cast a time chart and then apply the same rule. But one additional rule here is the 6th sublord, if it is in the star or constellation of a retrograde planet, in that case the candidate for whom you are looking the prospects of winning an election, we can definitely tell he is not going to win that election. Is so straightforward. The retrograde planet plays very important role in KP astrology, and for horary charts, this has been experienced in n number of charts so far. Now, the second rule which we must apply is check whether the 11th sublord also signifying 6 or 11. Normally it should, because it says supporting house, and here we are not having one main house and two supporting houses, but we are having one main house and one supporting house. So I think we must check the supporting house promise as well, and being it is Labhasthana, if it is not indicating, if it is also indicating a negative house, then definitely the person is not going to win that election. Now, there is another better method compared to the time chart or horary astrology. It is called KP number charts. I am sure the KP astrologers, you are aware that you can take a KP number from 1 to 249, and based on the number you can interpret, you cast a chart and again look into the 6th sublord and see whether it is not in a retro planet, star, and it also connects either 6th house or 11th house and doesn't connect the opposing houses 5th or 12th. Now similarly, for checking, you can rotate the chart and look at the prospects of opponent. Opponent here means the complete opposition, whether there is a chance for opposition to win and not for you. From that angle, we are evaluating. For evaluating the total number of seats to a party or total number of whether the particular party has a better prospects in number of states, etc., there is another theory called options theory. We'll come to that subsequently. Please keep watching this video to the end, or if we have to go for number of videos in a series, because the matter is of utmost important and we have a lot of content. Now the KP number chart, you are aware that how to take the number, because the question has to be translated in the chart properly. So taking a number, I have made another video already and you will find the link in the description box below. You can refer to that. Similarly, because these kind of questions, whenever we look from horary chart or the KP number chart, it is necessary to check the moon connectivity. Once again, I would like to tell many of our young colleagues, they think that moon connectivity is not that important. In the excitement of the moment and the urge of prediction, we go ahead, but my sincere suggestion will be to look into the moon connectivity, and unless moon reflects in that particular chart about 6 or 11 or 5 or 12, I think you shouldn't proceed with this. We were discussing about the chances of winning for a person. Now we are also mentioning that chances of opponent also are to be evaluated. Now I mentioned that for a person we took a number, and with that number we casted a chart, and 6th sublord suppose connect to 6th house and some 8th house, and for opponent also, from opponent side it is connecting his 6th house is also connecting to 11th house. Now in that case there is a confusion, right? There is no clear cut answer, and say for discussion's sake, in both these cases the sublord of 6th house for both of them are not in retro star, and in such situation how you will evaluate the chances of a party A or B. So in that case, look into the running dasha. Running dasha, what does it indicate? Is it connecting to the 6 and 11 of the person, or 5 and 12, or 6 and 12? Look at the balance. Is it favoring more on 6-11 side? Then the dasha favors to that person. Now go to the next loop, that is a bhukti. Bhukti is very, very important. In most of the cases, bhukti precisely will tell you whether it is favoring a candidate for whom you are looking this chart, or it is favoring the opponent. Similarly, bhukti should also connect to either 6 or 6 and 11, but it should not connect to the opposing houses. Now, if the opponent also has a favorable bhukti for winning the election, in that case 99.9% Antara will decide. That is my observation. The Antara Lord, again you check whether it connects with 611 or 512. You can decide, okay, it favors the person or it is not favoring him but opponent. And if it is still a borderline case, that it is indicating 50-50 for both of them, then you look into the transit of moon on the day of election. On the day of election, look where the moon will be, in which star and which sign. So based on that, whether that star, that sign where moon will be transiting, the Lord of those will favor the opponent or will favor the party. So based on that you can decide. I am sure that you have understood the concept of applying a very simple rule in KP Astrology and predict boldly about winnability of a candidate. The rules are so simple and the situations I explained are applicable to any kind of situation. There are no complex rules, there is no remembrance of many yogas or combinations. The KP Astrology is pinpointing the winnability or failure of a particular person standing for elections. Now, if the person has not given the number himself, or we are looking for a chart of somebody else on that person's behalf, the family member or somebody else has given the chart or given the number, then how to work out? Now let us look at this in our next video on the elections, the part 2. I am sure you have already seen the videos related to muhurtas. If you are not done, I request you to please see that, because KP muhurta is a personalized muhurta, unlike the generic muhurta which we get from Panchanga or from Vedic science. And this personalized muhurta can also be applicable into very serious situations like emergencies and all. So I have made different videos on this. Please have a look. I am giving them in a description below, and keep watching these videos on Krishnamurti Paddhati. Enrich your knowledge, apply them boldly and give correct predictions. So thank you so much, and of course if you are not subscribed, please do subscribe and like this channel. And also, if you want to predict accurately, you need a very good software for that. Our Astro Diamond or Astro, which is subscription based software, is extremely good and economical. I am also providing the link for that in description below. Of course, you can get it on astrouser.com and the cost will be as low as rupees 700 per month. So thank you very much for watching this video. Good day.